Hey good looking, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me. Today is our monthly BYOP and this month's theme is jeweled toned eyeshadows. So this is in collaboration with Kara from Beauty and the Frizz and Kelly from Keep Beauty Real as always, and then Loc Maiden also likes to participate on Instagram, but she started up her channel, so I will link her down below. So if she joins in this month, you'll get to go over to her channel and see it as well and see what we put together. Video I'm featuring for you guys some single eyeshadows that I picked out of a set of palettes that you may already own and I didn't even think about until this morning when I was looking and rifling through some of my single eyeshadows for some jewel tones. And then I also feature some beautiful swatches for you guys. I took it a step further. I then went in and got some lighting, and I tried to get you guys some really awesome lighting because a couple of these shadows are multi-chromes and I wanted you guys to see the shifty goodness. So as always, I try to feature a 9 pan and then I try to feature kind of a bonus shade as my 10th shade that could be used as a highlighter, so we'll apply it as a highlighter too. But before we get into the swatches, let's take a look and see how I got this beautiful jewel toned eyeshadow look. Check it out. Starting off with this gold. Actually, I really think it needs to be applied with a brush, so P21 or something similar. Going in. Yeah, these types of shadows do really well on a brush. Move as much though. Let's do one eye on camera and one eye off camera. How about that? Oh my goodness, I didn't pick out anything for... Oh yes, I did. This can be my highlighting shade right here. This Good God shadow. Galactic Muse on the outer, I would say third. This is really going to be difficult to blend in because these are like from opposite ends of the color spectrum. So just kind of keeping that in mind, it's going to have a pretty harsh, even if you blend it really well, and these Sydney Gray shadows do blend just fine, it's still going to be very harsh because we don't have anything to mix it with. I didn't really think about that. Would I want to take something like this in the middle? That's that Forge mixing. It actually looks like it's a pretty good formula. And I'm just blending it in. So there's a third right here that's gold, then there's a third that is gold and teal, and then there's going to be about a third that is only teal. Blending over. Makeup Geek Outer V brush, dipping into teal green from Coastal Scents and placing that on the outer portion. Tap off any of the excess, but I really want this part up here to be really, really teal. Makeup Geek pencil brush right here, dip into Infinite Echo from the On the Horizon palette. I don't really have anything to like blend it out with, so I may just have to use like my powder or something else and just kind of extend it. Let's see what it does as a blend out. I think just grabbing some translucent powder from my Physicians Formula and just kind of blending out just a little bit around these edges here. Do I have like this beard going on from my... I kind of chiseled a little bit more today than I normally do, so maybe I should take a little bit of my blush shade right down here. Take a little of that blush shade. It's going to be pretty soft and powdery, so it won't have much pigment, I don't think. To the top, I would like to add the JD Glow Good God over as an eyeshadow topper. So with my finger, just tapping into the shade like so, and then starting on the inner, just kind of fanning it outward, and then up into the brow. Oh yeah, I think that that helps so this doesn't seem so stark and harsh, because I just don't see any other way I'm gonna really be able to blend that out. Okay. And then just a little bit right in here. And there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other eye off camera and put some lashes on, and I will see you on the other side for the completed look. Hope you guys enjoyed that look. As always, if you're finding value in this content, please be sure to subscribe down below and like this video. You can give it a thumbs up. Let's get into some juicy swatches and where I'm featuring some of these eyeshadows for you. So this is some jewel tone single eyeshadows, but you'll be surprised the first shade in my palette is from the Sydney Grace Temptalia collaboration, and it is Galactic Muse. It's from the Quintessence palette. I never would have thought, but also Celestial, I think it's Bloom. Yeah, Celestial Bloom is also from the Quintessence palette, but I didn't think to pick up any of these eyeshadows from these palettes until I realized, oh yeah, they're being sold as singles, so I can use them. Cleona's Forge is a beautiful like nexus for the jewel tones into the gold, which is also being represented in my palette as kind of like something that is accented by jewel tones. So you can see here we've got a nice beautiful multi-chrome. I'm going to try and do my best to show you guys some, you know, beautiful shiny shifty swatches, but you'll see here I'm kind of having to move things around, re-swatch, just all the things to really capture that green. Other than that, you see the jewel toned red. Then I feature for you Divina's Thermosphere. This is the one that I had the most trouble with trying to get the flip showing, because there is a blue to indigo to violet shift, and it's really difficult to see it on camera. So I'm going to try and give you guys a couple different angles here and feature it, but it is a beautiful Divina shade, and it is a black base multi-chrome. Again, you'll see here I'm trying to give you guys a nice bend. That didn't work. And if that doesn't work, you can always try to like bang into the camera. That still didn't work. So I'm trying to flashlight in this particular scene here. That's still not really covering it. It's showing the beautiful blue and maybe a little bit of the indigo, but not really that purple that it goes into. Here we finally can see that adding a light to the side, you can see that purple shift into the blue and into the violet. Next up, I wanted to feature a darkened jewel tone. So it's You Only Better by Sydney Grace. And this is, again, another black base, but it's not a multi-chrome, it's just a beautiful jewel toned purple. Exquisite Opulence from the Radiant Reflection palette is a beautiful jewel toned golden orange. It's kind of what I would think a topaz gemstone would be featured in, like a nice rose gold. I did add one matte, or two mattes actually, Infinite Echoes from On the Horizon, and this isn't really jewel tone as much as it is for me to be able to have like something to kind of blend out some of these shadows with, but I really feature it in here because it's also available in the Temptalia palette. And then Sakura Glow from On the Horizon is also featured. This is like a pink jewel toned. It's just a really, really gorgeous mauve pink shimmer, and I thought it went really well with the palette. Then lastly, I feature Teal Green from Coastal Scents. They're no longer around, so I didn't, you know, pick any other shades from this palette, but I do want you to know these are some beautiful shadows. If you have them, you can use those, and they're really, really pretty. They're highly saturated as well. So as my bonus shade, I'm featuring Good God from the Galaxy collection of JD Glow Cosmetics. And I just really think this is like, you kind of see this blue pink jewel tone on top of like a clear translucent base. I think it would add and make for a beautiful eyeshadow topper to any look that you're featuring using this type of a palette. And here I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you guys on the back of my hand here so you guys can see the shift. It really is quite vibrant when you see it. You can see it here in this feature, this lighting. It's really, really, really quite shifty, quite shiny. So it's pretty beautiful. I really like it. I think the shadows in this collection are extremely saturated in pigment. It's really, really pushing me outside of my comfort zone, to say the very least. And the shadows are definitely something that I don't reach for, but I clearly need to reach for more often. There you can see almost like a violet shift in that Good God shade. And those are the shades that I selected for my jeweled BYOP. Okay, what do you guys think of the jeweled shadows that I chose? Were you surprised that I chose from the Temptalia palettes some jeweled shadows? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see more of the Temptalia palettes. By the way, I do have the light versions of the Temptalia palettes, and I have all 3 of them, and I look to use them as single eyeshadows. So you can buy all of these in singles, I believe, or most of them in singles. So that's why I went ahead and just featured some of those. And I think of Temptalia's collection of eyeshadows as basically almost all of them being a jewel toned or very, very close in jewel tones. So if you guys found value in this content, please be sure to subscribe down below. And as always, I'm going to link Kelly and Kara's videos down below, so guys make sure you go and check them out because they've got a plethora of single eyeshadows, and they'll be sure to have some really awesome shades that you guys are going to want to see. So make sure you check it out. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!